Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading for July 2026, and as always it's going to be a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Let's welcome in now the archangels, ascended masters, light beings from various collectives, any other spirit guides you may have, and of course our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides you feel resonant with, Gemini. Okay. King of Cups, Seven of Wands. It's like you're creating some boundaries here, or just recently. Gemini, you have moved into a really nice space of holding emotional, spiritual, and creative space here for yourself, and you've just decided to carve out some time to do that. And I think really standing by your, your nudge or your inner desire to do some of that, some of that spiritual work, some of that holding emotional space for yourself and possibly others as well. Just recently. And at the moment, yeah, I think as a result of that, you're really sort of blending things together now and kind of creating a nice balance of your time and energy. You're giving out your energy, but you're allowing enough time and space to receive some positive energy as well. And also with regard to perhaps there's some talents or abilities that you're alchemizing and bringing together. And maybe you're sort of you're going to be doing that with a view to offering that to others. Underlying theme, we have the Four of Wands and the Five of Swords. So I think this is kind of this theme of, moving forward, Gemini, asking yourself, when these challenging situations arise, Five of Swords, or when you're dealing with, strong egos or people that feel as though they need to win at all costs, or when you're generally dealing with things that, you feel like you want to walk away from it, which is, can be appropriate at times. It's really in dealing with all of that stuff there. How are you going to best navigate that? How can you, here with the Four of Wands, how can you, despite that sort of stuff being present in your life, how can you then lift your frequency back up again? Okay. If you've had to deal with low vibe stuff and you feel your own energy is being dragged down, how can you lift your frequency? And maybe this is going to be, this is what you've just done recently. You've moved into a beautiful, spiritual, creative, emotionally receptive, understanding, wise space for yourself. I think you're coming into, and sevens is like inward. So inner reflection. So you're doing this for yourself at the moment, Gemini, which is really fantastic. General direction moving forward, we have the Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands. And she's literally here, the Queen is looking at the 10 going, that's just amazing what you have done, the things that you've been carrying, the responsibilities that you've had, the things that you've achieved, Gemini. It's freaking amazing. And it won't be long and you'll be at the top of the hill here. But it could also be saying for you to really honor your authenticity, honor your abilities and your strengths, okay, moving forward. And this could be one of the ways in which you are going to lift your frequency, is this real alignment with your inner truth, your authenticity. And we're going to drop in there as well with your maybe you feel like you're evolving into a new being. Maybe you're a starseed, starseed. So maybe you are really wanting to now nurture, be your creative, intuitive, expressive self in ways that are going to really uplift you. And it's almost as though here, Gemini, that you're going to be able to do this. And then if you are carrying responsibilities and things are going to be challenging, they're going to be a bit tiring. It's like you're going to be able to then shift. Okay, and it's this process of honoring and of living in a holistic way, of really, I guess, accepting that part of your reality, Gemini, is the third dimension. But you're also moving into fourth and fifth, and you're simultaneously operating in all of those dimensions. So I think you're going to be feeling, general direction moving forward is I think your energy overall is going to lift. And it's, it is about perception. It's interesting, isn't it? Like you could take two different people in the same situation, and those people can be embodying different frequencies. Okay, so if you take like an enlightened type of person or being, you put them in a low vibe situation, they're still going to most likely maintain their high frequency. Whereas you put maybe a different person in there who's perhaps, not as on the spiritual path or something, and they just very easily dragged down by things, put them into that situation, and their vibration is going to drop. Okay, so this is all about us and about you, Gemini, really mastering your ability to perhaps activate high frequency and maintain it. Okay, this was the underlying theme as well. Remember, we had the despite the confusion and the challenge going on here, it's about being able to lighten the mood. What is it that you are bringing in to do that, and how can you do that for yourself and in your life in general? And you could quite possibly be holding space and doing this, being an example to others. Right, Gemini. 9 of Pentacles, really nice. 4 of Wands again, fantastic. 7 of Pentacles and the Devil. In reverse, mind you. So here we have it, Gemini. Outcome is fantastic. Positive, 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 right? Even though you're dealing with some low vibe stuff at the moment, or part of you is perceiving it as low frequency, and you're also perceiving when you move into low frequency. But I think you're going to be quite possibly surprised. I mean, this is 4 of Wands again, fire. You're transmuting. I think there's a high frequency you've tapped into, and I think it's to do with you carving out this space and time for you to tune into your inner self, which is probably naturally high frequency, your inner light, okay? And I think because you're doing that more often now, Gemini, I feel like you're going to be able to maintain that. And here you have your 9 of Pentacles. Beautiful, balance of energy in, energy out, a nice balance of resources, of time spent with yourself, but time spent with others, or fulfilling your responsibilities, and then being able to really indulge in your passions and things you love to do. And sharing that with others, sharing your good fortune and your abundance with others. This is awesome. 4 of Wands, very celebratory, lightening the mood, high frequency, awesome. And 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, you may not be aware of this, Gemini, but, you are literally letting go of your attachments here, Devil in reverse, okay? You're letting go of addictions. And it's because of this 7 of Pentacles here, your ability to be grounded, but also being able to reflect, to engage in spiritual practices as well as earthly grounding practices. But you're also consolidating and looking at things to see what works and what isn't working. You're being able to tweak what needs tweaking. Okay, and this is part of the process of dealing with the low frequency and the high frequency. It's all about, in a sense, for you, Gemini, managing your own frequency. Because when you think about it, there's nothing that we can't really control what's happening around us. Okay? The only thing that we can truly control is what's happening within us, right? And I think this is part of your mastery, Gemini, is that by controlling or by being aware and using your awareness and your wisdom and your attention, your focus, you'll be able to create a really beautiful frequency inside of yourself that's you know, basically just dissolving all of these attachments and any addictions, if that's something you've been letting go of. You know, things that you've been attached to that haven't been serving you. It's going, right? It's awesome. So spirit guidance. The white heart or the fool. Yes. Source connected. This is you here. Boom. Gemini. Right. Start with King of Cups. Right. This is you in your heart space. Beautiful. Holding space for yourself. And treating that with honor and respect. And you've been able to, you know, carve out the time here. 7 of Wands. You put your feet down. And you're going, look, I'm doing this. Right. This is what you're doing, Gemini. And here, this is the beautiful Fool. So this is like the inner child, or almost, it could, you know, symbolically in this card reading here, it's sort of representing that that inner light of you. Okay, your inner child, your source connected aspect. And spirit, in your spirit guidance, literally spirit saying, yes, you have accessed this, Gemini, you are onto it, and don't forget that you are onto it. Okay. Remember that you are onto it. And here we have, yeah, the Tower and, well, 6 of Cups too. So, and you, by accessing this essence of you, you are dissolving old structures. The old personality structures is what you are dissolving, as with the Devil in reverse here. The things that are no longer serving you are being dissolved. You know, that Tower of the, you know, how we create a persona in order to survive in the world. Okay, this is breaking down, guess what's coming out of that? Here, your inner light. Okay, Gemini, just awesome. And this is really beautiful as well. Spirit, I just had chills then, but Spirit saying this is your inner child here, 6 of Cups. Could also be talking about a nostalgic energy. So maybe something from the past is going to, maybe you're going to be, something from your past experience is going to come up into your conscious awareness to be dealt with. And maybe it's something to do with this Tower here. Maybe you're going to realize something about your personality. And maybe you're going to realize that it's, even though it's been present and it's served a purpose, it's now no longer needed. Okay, so there could be an aspect of your personality that you're letting go of, or an aspect of your conditioning, but it could also be talking about your inner child here, which is definitely what the Fool's talking about. Okay, definitely your inner child as well, or, you know, taking whatever resonates for you there with those interpretations. And if any other meanings come up for you with the images on these cards, you know, it might be that, you know, you love to write or read, and maybe this is something here. This child here is reading a book. Yeah, we've got some fairies here as well. So maybe that's the type of thing that your inner child loves to indulge in. Wow, Gemini, Ace of Wands. This is like the fire at your brow and crown here. So you are activating, yes, you are activating your brow and crown chakra at this moment. I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to bang the table. And here we have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, joy. You know, and this could literally be something like, you know, your 3rd, 4th and 5th dimensional selves having a party. Or it could be like, you know, like your ego, your higher self, and, you know, an aspect of your galactic connections, you know, one of your galactic selves. Or it could be a group of like-minded people, or a soul sort of family, or something that you are connecting with now that's really bringing in a lot of joy and celebration. And we did have the 4 of Wands twice in your reading as well. So I really feel like you are celebrating with others, or you're celebrating in the higher realms at this time too, for sure. 2 of Cups, yeah, more intimacy, a greater understanding of your own creativity, of your own spirituality, and of your own intuition as well. You know, Gemini, it could be that you have creative, intuitive abilities definitely opening up now, given that you also have the beautiful activation here of your crown and brow chakra too. Yeah. And the King of Wands. So not only do you have the King of Cups, we have the King of Wands. So he is, or rather you are, Gemini, moving into this idea of creative power. It's looking like he's working with energy or with fire there. So you're transmuting, remember, you're transmuting the lower frequencies, and you're creating a new, beautiful, high frequency way of being for yourself. And I think that in itself is going to be an example for others to follow. And this is just awesome, Gemini. Fantastic reading. I don't really know what else to say other than I feel like you've basically, you're next level at this moment. You're moving to next level, and yeah, fantastic. So I think we'll wrap it up there. Look forward to your next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, fantastic week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.